Hi guys, just want to give you a quick cancer update. I will go on Friday, this coming Friday, for my third treatment, and then again, so that's the 8th, and on the 28th, I'll do my fourth treatment. So before the month of March is out, I'll have had 4 treatments and only 2 left, so I'm happy about that part. Also on the 27th, I get a scan as a midway. So I've had 3 treatments, and prior to the fourth, they'll do a CAT scan, and we will find out where we're at. So that'll be quite something. Continue to appreciate prayers from the saints, and such a blessing upon my life. And I feel strong in the Lord. I do feel a little bit tired in my body, but in my spirit, I feel strong in the Lord. And I've still got some hair, not too much. Still got some hair. Still got my moustache, which I thought I would lose. I haven't lost it yet, so there it is. I had it since I was 15. It's kind of part of me. But anyway, that's the update, and yeah, just so many prayers from so many different places, and just such a tremendous blessing. My life scripture continues to be 2 Corinthians chapter 12, and I just read that, verse 9. And my grace is sufficient for you, my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore most gladly I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. I have felt the power of Christ rest upon me. There's something unique because I have 11 days of pretty yuckiness after I get the chemo, and I feel the presence of God resting upon me quite strongly. It's hard to describe. It's simply God's grace increasing in that time, and then usually on the 12th day I physically recover. I think all the chemo gets out of the body, and I don't sense the same kind of presence of the Lord after those initial 11 or 12 days. So it's really God's promise coming to the fore, isn't it? That His grace is sufficient for us, for me, for your need, for the need of the moment and the time of the crisis. The Lord is there. When the enemy comes in like a flood, He raises up a standard in us, doesn't He? So there's just one more scripture that really ties into this scripture I'd like to read. It's 1 Peter chapter 4, and it's chapter 4, verse 12. And so it says, Peter says, Beloved, that's lovely, isn't it? Beloved, do not think it strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you. And we all go through those, don't we? Don't find it strange, Peter says, as though some strange thing happened to you, but rejoice to the extent that you partake of Christ's sufferings, that when His glory is revealed, you may also be glad with exceeding joy. If you are reproached for the name of Christ, blessed are you, for the Spirit of glory and of God rests upon you. That's very similar to the verse that I quoted from 2 Corinthians chapter 12. The Spirit in this particular verse, it says the Spirit of glory and the Spirit of Christ rests upon you. And that's been my experience. So it's been quite something to go from those 11 days to have really the Spirit of the Lord rest upon me, and then just to sense that the really kind of overwhelming part of it just lift off when I've physically recovered, and then to come back and then to come back down upon you when you need it. And I'm just having a fairly dramatic experience with that, because there's such a dynamic change between when you're feeling really bad and you're feeling really good, and then you kind of repeat the experience. But because it's so closely tied together, it's every 21 days for the cancer treatment, and I'm really getting, I think, a masterclass in the grace of God, and just how precious it is and how sweet it is to have the Spirit of God rest upon you. And in that resting upon you, there is rest, there is peace, there is joy, there is, to use a biblical phrase, exceeding gladness, and you just rest in it. And then his strength, because you're weak, becomes your strength. And it's a beautiful thing. It's kind of like a husband and a wife. When one is really sick, the other one starts to pull more, doesn't he? And she's doing great work coming alongside me. And so in a spiritual sense, that's what the Lord does. He's coming alongside you in a greater sense because you need it. So anyway, that's me. Friday, I'll have the chemo, and then another 21 days will be the 28th, another session and a scan in between. So I'll let you guys know how the scan goes, and continue to appreciate all your prayers. God bless you.